In this podcast episode, we're going to talk about targeting high end customers and why I actually disagree with that kind of mentality. This is the Detailing Business Class Podcast. And welcome back to another podcast episode. Glad to have you here on this show. I missed the last 2 weeks, but we're back on track, hopefully, even though I say that all the time. Today, we're going to talk about why I don't target high-end customers, and why I would recommend that you don't either. And we'll get into all those details here shortly. Now, a quick note from our sponsor, Jobber. No, I've been a Jobber ambassador for about 4 months now, but we've been using their software for 3+ years now. I think coming up on 4 years. And we primarily use it to schedule our customers in the calendar, like basically just manage our entire calendar, and then keep track of our customers' information, like their name, number, email address, physical address, their vehicles. So Jobber is a pretty integral part of how we run our business on a day-to-day basis. We use quite a few other features, but the schedule is by far the biggest part of what we use it for. If you want a free 14-day trial plus 20% off your first 6 months, you can click the link down below to get that promotion or to just try it out. But again, we've been using Jobber in our business for now almost 4 years, far before I became a Jobber ambassador. So anyways, now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and get started with this episode. I have my iPad here to look at the notes. So I wanted to cover this topic when I received a DM on Instagram from someone that specifically asked, how do I go about targeting more high-end customers? And I get this question not too often, but I do see it come up every now and then. And I even have a YouTube video on it that I made a while back, a few months ago now. But the short answer is we don't target high-end customers. Like in our marketing, in the way that we do things, and when we run ads, we don't specifically say we want high-end customers. We never say that. Now, one, I would first like to clarify what is a high-end customer to you, right? Because there's no standardized definitions or terms, that we use here in the detailing industry, right? So a high-end customer to you, is it the vehicle? Is it the price point? Is it the service that you're offering? So for you, what is a high-end customer? From what I see, how people reference high-end customers is someone that has a high-end vehicle, Porsche, Lambo, Ferrari, Rolls Royce, Bentley. That's what from how they talk to me is how I think they mean a high-end customer. Which typically means that they have more money, right? They have a higher net worth or a higher annual, household income than your average not high-end customer. That they're going to be easier to work with because they have the money. So they're like, oh yeah, that's going to be $2,000. Yeah, sure, just do it, right? Or they're willing just to pay whatever and be happy because they have the money, right? That's kind of the gist that I get from seeing how others ask me or talk about like getting high-end customers. Now, I, for one, simply don't agree with the I want high-end customers mentality, because again, like the notion is like, oh, well, they have the money, they can spend more on more extensive services like correction and coding and PPF. And although sure, you can say they have more disposable income, they're able to spend more money in general versus, I don't know, like an average household income, right? They're only going to spend more money. And as a matter of fact, anyone only spends more money if they value and appreciate what that thing is, right? So even if you have a customer that has a Porsche, that has a Ferrari, whatever vehicle, right? And let's say it's $80,000, $120,000, right? And you're saying, oh, that's a high-end customer, I want that person. But just because they have a nicer vehicle does not mean their mentality towards that vehicle, towards taking care of it, towards taking care of the paint and paying someone a premium dollar to take care of that vehicle matters to them anymore just because they have more money or they have a high-end vehicle. So I honestly I don't agree at all with saying high-end customers is the way to go, because it's simply like there is no direct correlation between between someone saying, I have more money, I have nicer cars, and they're going to be a better customer and they're going to spend more money, right? I mean, have you not seen a Porsche, a Lambo, Ferrari out in the streets and you're like, wow, that paint's messed up, right? Like, do you think every Ferrari, Porsche, Lambo is out there with perfect paint that's wrapped in PPF that has like custom, like you don't see that. Why? Because they don't care about that. Now, the way I look at high-end customers, which again, I don't say high-end customers because I don't target high-end customers, but if you were to ask me like, so what's a high-end customer to you? I would say someone that appreciates their vehicle first and foremost, right? People ask me, well, how do I convince someone to that their vehicle needs like, premium detailing services? It's like, first of all, you're not going to convince anyone. You can only help someone make the right decision based on how they already appreciate their vehicle. Meaning, if someone appreciates their vehicle, right, that can mean many things, right? Taking it through a tunnel wash every week to keep it clean. That's a form of appreciating their vehicle because they don't want it dirty, right? They're not looking for a perfect paint with no sores and scratches, but they don't want it dirty. That's a form of, I appreciate my vehicle. I don't want to keep it dirty. Now, to you, you might be saying, but you're taking it through a tunnel wash. Like, that's terrible. Yeah, but to them, it's not. It's good enough, right? So there's levels in everything as far as like, well, someone can appreciate their vehicle and take it through a $15 per month tunnel wash, and that's a form of them taking care of the vehicle, right? To you, you might be saying, oh, well, taking care of your vehicle is hiring a detailer, paying them, $2,500 for that correction, that coating, that PPF. That's how you're supposed to take care of your vehicle. So there's going to be different levels to how someone, determines or to what extent they value their vehicle. So to me, like the vehicle part of it, right? Meaning what vehicle do you have? Irrelevant. Does not matter. It is not included in the equation, right? Because to me, it's like a high-end customer, again, I don't use that term, but if someone asks me, what's a high-end customer to you? Someone who appreciates their vehicle, appreciates quality work, and that's it. They appreciate their vehicle, right? They have value towards that vehicle, whether it's an '08 Corolla or a 2022, Urus. Like that's irrelevant. Someone that values their vehicle, and they want a reputable detailer, to do the job properly. That's what I focus on. Again, I don't call those high-end customers, right? Because it's like that word's so overplayed. Like people that want to kind of clout chase a little bit and say, oh, like, we offer high-end services. It's like, again, nothing wrong with that. But I just like to make that clarification of high-end customers, high-end vehicles does not correlate or equate to better customers, easier customers, or anything positive that you think is going to happen just because they have more money. Like, that's not how this works. And I tell everyone always, like, we offer premium services at a premium price, right? Relative to everyone around us, we're on the topper echelon of how much we charge. Now, we're not the most expensive by any stretch of the imagination, but we are on the upper tier of pricing here in our area. Now, with that being said, though, no one would take a double look at the vehicles that we service, right? Someone that's getting a $1,400 job done, a $1,800 job, a $900 job, an $800 job, a $1,200 job. They're not Ferraris, Lambos, Porsches, whatever. They're not these like, exotic sports. We don't get any of that. We do, don't get me wrong. We have those vehicles come in. But I'm saying a majority of our customers, you're not going to be like, oh, like, yeah, of course he's going to get that done on that vehicle. Like, no, it's your Genesis. It's an S2000. And don't get me wrong, those are cool cars. But I'm saying, like, relative towards what people usually associate high end with, it's not that. It's the person that just has their 2018 F-150. They just want it done. They just want that vehicle detailed and protected properly, right? So I don't buy into the idea of like, oh, go after the high-end market. Oh, the high-end market. How do I get more high? No. You're kind of thinking backwards. You're thinking about like, you have this assumption that this type of customer leads to this type of success or this type of experience. When like, the way I put it is like, we offer premium services at a premium rate. And our ideal customer is someone that appreciates their vehicle and appreciates quality work. And that's it. You have a Lambo, you have a Corolla, you have a Ferrari, you have an Acura, both of which are that's irrelevant because what we're focusing on is, hey, regardless of what vehicle you have, if you want someone, if you want a reputable professional detailer that knows what they're doing, that has a track record, meaning a bunch of 100 5-star reviews, that knows what they're doing, where your choice, right? The vehicle that you have, irrelevant. How much money you have, irrelevant, right? Because just because you have more money does not mean you value something more than someone that doesn't, right? Someone that owns 2 Ferraris does not mean they double value what they have versus someone that has a $60,000 truck, right? Again, like I'm talking in big generalities here because obviously like there's going to be so many different scenarios or situations that you can talk about. But I do want to make it clear that if you think that the high-end market, that targeting high-end customers is the way to go to get more money or to have a better business, it's not, right? Because like, do you think that someone that has more money is automatically a nicer person that is more careless just because they have the money, right? And I'm not saying that there's good and bad people as far as customers wise. I'm not saying like I'm just saying customers wise as far as how they handle feedback or setting expectations with each other. There's going to be good and bad on all sides, right? Someone that has a high end vehicle that has a higher net worth than someone that has a $25,000 truck that what I'm saying. Like, I'm not trying to say anything specific because it could be anyone, but I'm saying everyone has a good and bad side to them, right? Again, as far as the customer experience and all that, not that they're a bad human being or anything like that. So that's what's like. I've never cared about having high end vehicles, right? I don't like. It's cool, yeah, it's fun, right? But I have just as much fun working on an STI as I would on a Urus. Like that's just a reality. Like like I don't see it any differently. And I would highly encourage you if you have those notions of like, well, if I just get to the high end market, if I'm just able to get more high end customers, oh man, I could charge more. Oh man, I wouldn't have a hard time dealing with customers. That's usually not going to be the case, right? Again, you look at all our customers that are that we charge 1,200, 800, 1,400. Are they super vehicles? Are they high end vehicles? Are they like, oh my god, like that's a one of one? And no, it's not. It's your average F-150 trucks. It's your I'm trying to think of the cars that we have. It's your Acura, whatever. It's your Jeep Wrangler. It's your Jeep Cherokee. Like nothing like you're like, whoa, that's crazy. You have one of those in your shop? It's not, which and I'm glad it's like that. Just more so I can tell you like we're charging these higher end rates, higher end, more premium rates to what most people would believe that's only exclusive to like the higher end market. Which is, it just goes to show you like, get rid of these like limiting beliefs that you have. Like, oh yeah, so if I want to make more money, it has to be that segment. It's like, no, there's a lot more that goes into it other than, so where's everyone with the money? That's only the target. People that have the money. It's typically not going to work that way. And again, that goes across all industries, right? All industries. You think someone just because they have money, they're not going to be easier to work with, or they're going to be like, yeah, just throw everything in there. I don't care. Like, where do you see that happen? Again, I'm just speaking in generalities. I'm like saying anything very specific to one specific industry or type of person or type of service or what price point. There's a lot of things that you can kind of talk about, but it's like, I'm just in general, right? Like, does it mean just because someone has more money, they're a nicer human being to work with, or they have a nicer vehicle, so they're going to be more, they want to take care of that vehicle more because it's a nice, like, no, not really. So to me, what really matters when it comes to charging more, right? Because that's the big thing of like, well, I want to charge more, so what do I do if it's not the high-end customers? It's like, it sounds boring because I've been saying this for at least 7 years now. But if you want to make more money, if you want to produce more income, if you want to generate more revenue, if you want to grow your business, if you want to hire, it comes down to just everything I've been saying, right? As far as your ideal customer should be one that what? Appreciates their vehicle and appreciates quality work, right? You're not going to sell anyone that doesn't appreciate their vehicle as far as in the context of what fits your business, right? You're not going to sell to anyone that doesn't appreciate their vehicle. And you're not going to sell to anyone that doesn't appreciate high quality work, right? So if you have someone that's used to taking their vehicle to a $100 detail inside and out for a full, buff and wax, as they call it, no matter what you say, how you say it, what's included, what you're using, your process, you're not going to get the individual to pay $400 for a detail. It's not going to happen, right? So it's having the right marketing place to generate the proper, high quality leads into your business, right? So if you're doing, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, YouTube, is it TikTok, Instagram? Is it going to be, search engine optimization, Google ads? Like, what form of marketing is generating a consistent flow of qualified leads into your business on a daily basis, right? If you want to make more money, you need to give yourself more opportunities to talk to people that are interested in your services, right? So whatever form that is, right? Because there's so many. For us, our primary one is search engine optimization, and then it's Google ads. It's like you have to get that down first. Like, how do you generate leads, high quality leads into your business on a daily basis? Next to that is like, well, are you actually, as far as like your sales, customer service, customer experience skills, like, are you like communicating with them properly? Are you talking, figuring out what they want out of the detailer? What are they interested in? What are their problems that they want to handle? What are, their main concern with their vehicle? What can you do to be the best option for them? Are you giving them all the information that they want? Are you communicating the pros and cons? Are you giving them the benefits, not just the features? Are you, really understanding what they're interested in, right? And then if you do book them into the calendar, great job. Now, hey, are you arriving on time? Are you communicating with the customer on the job? Are you recapping what you're gonna do, the price point? Are you, walking them through the before you get started, just to kind of recap everything? Are you walking them afterwards and saying, hey, here's what we did, here's what we found, here's what was good, here's what was kind of good? Are you doing all these things in your business to make sure you're putting your best foot forward, right? Because you might be saying, well, I've been doing this and I've been doing that and I'm not getting any customers. What am I doing wrong? It's like, my dude, you've been on Instagram for 3 weeks. You posted 2 things and it didn't get you any customers. Now you're doing it on YouTube. You post 1 video, you didn't get any customers. Now you're going to Facebook, you ran $20 in ads, you're not getting any customers. You're on Google ads, you spent $50, you didn't get any customers. And now you're just jumping from place to place to place to place, hoping that something sticks. And it's like, that in itself is like, that's what's causing you to not get more customers, to not make more money. Like, you keep on jumping around thinking like, oh, it's supposed to happen right now. No. So it's like, get your marketing down, your customer service, your communication skills, your sales skills, the customer experience, right? And don't forget, you also have to produce amazing results as well, right? You want to offer premium rates at a premium price. Are you offering a premium service, right? Do you actually have the proper skills and the confidence and the experience to do what you say you want to do, right? It's one thing to be like, oh, well, I want to charge, I want to be, more expensive. I want to raise my rate. It's like, are you, have you put the work in, have you trained yourself? Have you went on YouTube? Have you gone somewhere to actually improve on your skills? Like, are you actually worth your salt when it comes to like, I want to raise my rates? And don't get me wrong, like, most of us are undercharging for our services. But if you're deliberately saying, I want to charge more, I want to make more money, it's like, are you producing the results to back that up, right? And like, although, all of them are important, as far as like, yes, marketing, yes, communication skills, yes, detailing, it's like, you can never just focus on one thing and think that's going to solve it, right? Like, so right now, if you're not getting any customers, you might be saying, man, like, maybe I need to get better at detailing. And if all you do is just focus more on detailing, nothing's going to change. You're a better detailer, that's great. But then again, you're missing all the other parts, the marketing, the sales, the communication, the experience, right? So like, don't ever just focus on, oh, well, once I do this one thing, everything changes, right? Even with me, if you guys have heard the story of like, once I focus on marketing my business with SEO, search engine optimization, and I started getting a bunch of phone calls coming in, a bunch of emails and phone calls and text messages. Although I figured out the problem, right? As far as like, how do I get more people to know about me? How do I get more people to contact me, right? I solved that problem, right? But then the next one is like, okay, now focus on your communication, on your sales skills, right? Then it's like, okay, well, the leads are coming in, the phone calls are here, the emails are here, the text messages are here. But now the second phase or the second part to that is like, okay, well, how do I get them booked in now? How do I talk? What question do I ask? How do I follow up? How do I, so now it's the second part to it. So don't ever think like, oh, once I do this one thing, it's all done. It might help you push the process forward. It might help you move the business forward, which obviously is what you want. But you can never look at your business right now and be like, okay, well, once I fix this one thing, yep, everything is good now. No, it's like it's a multitude of things that lead you to make more money, to increase your business. And most of the time for us, like I want to say at least 90% of all detailers, the main struggle is simply getting more leads. So on that part, like mostly everyone, right? Like a majority of us detailers are lacking on just marketing, on getting that phone to ring more, right? That's everyone's problem. And like you'll always have that problem, right? But it's like again, there's levels to it, right? You want more customers when you're at zero customers, right? You want to go from zero to 5,000 a month, and then you want to go from 5,000 to 10,000, and then you want to go from 10,000 to 15,000, and then 15 to 20. So you always want more customers. That's always going to be there. But it's like you have to at every phase, like look at what are you doing right now, and what's that next big thing that you can work on that pushes the business forward, right? Because again, if you go from $500 a month in Google Ads to $2,000 a month in Google Ads, does that increase your lead flow? Generally speaking, yeah. Let's just say you're doing everything right, and yes, it does. But there's still so many other steps before and after that helps you capitalize on just running Google Ads, if that made sense. So I'll go ahead and end it right there just to keep this episode short, just because it's a pretty straightforward question. How do you target more high-end customers? Well, we don't. We just offer a premium services at a premium price point, and we do our marketing across our website, our ads, our Instagram, that we're a premium detailer, and it's going to come at a premium price point. And again, if you want to charge more, you need more reviews. If you want to charge higher rates, you need to have a bunch of other people that leave you 5-star reviews talking about why, although you were expensive, you were well worth it, right? Because we hear that all the time. You can read it in our reviews. They reach out to us, they contact us, they book with us, and they're like, I was skeptical at first because they're much higher than what I usually charge, but I was very satisfied with the results. Or man, it was expensive at first, but I'm glad I booked with y'all. Like those are the reviews you want, that you want to see. You're like, yeah, like we are expensive, right? Like for us, like we know we're expensive. Like if someone says, wow, that's so expensive, are we shocked by that? Like shit, like us as a company, are we shocked to hear that we're expensive? Of course not, right? So when someone says, oh, that's so expensive, like yes, we are. We are more on the expensive side of things, in our area, right? Like there's no surprise there. But anyways, I'll end it right there. Again, if you want to try out Jobber, you can get your free 14-day trial plus 20% off your first 6 months with the link down below. We've been using it in our business for 3+ years now. When it comes to scheduling customers in our calendar, and then keeping track of customers' information. Again, like their basic, like their phone, email address, their physical address, their vehicles, and all that good stuff. So again, you can check that down below. And then you can also download the ultimate guide to start your detailing business. And many other links will be in the description box down below if you're watching this on YouTube, or if you're just listening to this on the podcast. You can check the show notes, and everything will be there. Thank you very much. I'm now going to go edit this episode, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Bye-bye.